There's a new movement emerging in the Australian workforce, and it goes by the unlikely title of FIFO, fly in, fly out. It's when thousands of men and women stay living in the city and the suburbs, but they work in the far reaches of our great country. It has become the new breed of mining workers, from tradesmen to office staff, cleaners, drivers, you name it, they're all doing it, raking in huge pay packets without moving home.
We're seeing a huge influx of transient workers.
We need good quality tradespeople and we need them right now.
This is a model that is going to drive Australia forward for decades to come.
We're on the cusp of the biggest internal migration since the Great Australian Gold Rush that started 160 years ago.
It is in fact a modern day gold rush.
Thousands of workers from Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane are now trading in their daily city commute to fly in and fly out to resource-rich areas in regional Queensland and Western Australia. Social demographer Bernard Salt.
There is no doubt that this is an absolutely extraordinary demographic trend that has come out of nowhere.
Demand for our resources from Asia is at an all-time high, and there's no shortage of jobs.
Glad I made the change. I feel a lot better in myself.
A former police officer, John Wade, has swapped the beat for driving coal trains. Now his salary starts at $120,000. And he's not the only one. Our frontline emergency service personnel are hot property.
There's people leaving now that I thought would never, ever leave the police service.
If you're unskilled, it doesn't matter. You can still earn up to $2,000 a week as a labourer. That's around $100 grand a year. But if you're qualified, that's where the money is. Truck drivers start at $120,000 a year. Riggers and drillers get the same. Welders and electricians earn slightly more. If you're an engineer, the salary jumps up to $160,000 a year. A mechanic, even better, try $200,000 a year. Health and safety officers, most earn $250,000 a year. As for the geologists who search for the new mine sites, they're in a league of their own. They can easily pull in $300,000. So how quick is it growing?
Well, look, since the GFC, we're now starting to see all the approvals for the new projects, etc., coming through. So now it's really starting to pick up quite fast.
Simon Wagland, Head of Human Resources at G&S Engineering in Mackay, Central Queensland, is struggling to keep up with the demand.
I think the workers are the most precious commodity first and foremost, and absolutely.
$450 billion in mining projects are either underway or in planning nationwide.
I could fill 100 tomorrow easily.
Neil Muller from Legra Engineering Mackay says they're looking to capital cities and even overseas for workers.
In all areas with skilled workers, we really struggle.
But the big mining boom is starting to cause the small communities it relies on to burst.
Huge numbers of people are being driven out of town at an alarming rate.
Moranbah, 2 hours west of Mackay in central Queensland, is at crisis point. Because of the influx, the town's population has almost doubled. Kelly Vivi has started an action group to fight for the town's survival.
We're seeing, skyrocketing fly-in, fly-out practices. We're seeing exorbitant rents. We're seeing population imbalances. We're seeing housing shortages.
Healthcare is a problem. Even getting your mail is a problem. Why earn a minimum wage as a postie when you can drive a truck for a six-figure salary? Then there's the housing shortage. Mining companies are paying an average of $3,000 a week rent for a small three-bedroom house just to house their employees.
The government is asleep at the wheel in terms of regional development.
For the locals here, it's not about being anti-mining, it's about keeping this town alive. And it's an uneasy marriage between the locals and the cashed-up miners from Australia's south. The mining industry is this town's bread and butter, but at the same time it's forcing the locals out who are doing the low-paying jobs because they simply can't afford to live here. But unfortunately, it seems any relief is a long way off.
How busy is the business? Well, as I say, we can't keep up. Yeah.